Hey, what is up YouTube? Welcome to another video on high altitude investing. In today's video, I'm going to ask you guys a very important question. Who do you want to be? And I'm going to use the example of Rich Jimmy and Broke Bob. These are some characters that I invented in my software that I drop my thumbnails and paint up stuff when I get bored, and really just go over the analogies and kind of the way that I see the duality between being broke and being rich, and the thoughts that you have, the feelings that you have, and why I feel like it's super important for anybody that watches my channel to go ahead and make that decision for themselves right now, today, not to wait any longer, and start thinking and choosing actions on a daily basis that take you to where you want to go. And I also feel like it's very important to understand what feelings and thoughts you have when you're broke and what feelings and thoughts you have when you're rich, because I've been both and I know what goes through your mind, and I know how to get to one and I know how to get to the other. And I'll tell you right now, it's all 100% in your thought process and what you decide to do based on those thoughts. So without further ado, let's get right into this. So on my paint software, I have drawn up a pretty simple diagram here of Broke Bob and Rich Jimmy. Now, on the left-hand side, we have some things that Broke Bob feels on a regular basis. And on the right-hand side, we have things that Rich Jimmy feels on a regular basis as well. So what I want you guys to ask yourself is, who do you want to be? First of all, it's very, very easy to be a broke Bob. There's a reason that there's a lot of broke Bobs in this world, and why there is a very few amount of people that are rich. It's because it actually takes conscious effort and a desire, a strong burning desire, to change your actions on a regular basis and to consciously change your thoughts. A lot of it is mental programming. If you can program your subconscious mind, you'll start consciously making decisions based on your subconscious belief systems. So some of the belief systems that Broke Bob, we'll start with Broke Bob first, and then we'll go into the more positive, Rich Jimmy. Some of the things that Broke Bob feels on a regular basis is he's always sad. He's wakes up in the morning and the first thing he thinks is, oh man, what, another day? Why do I have to do this? And what am I doing with my life? Where am I going? How come? Why me? Why me? Victim mentality. This sadness that you carry within yourself, and just like a general feeling of despair that things aren't going to work out, that you might not be able to get where you want to go in life, or maybe you don't even know where you want to go in life because you haven't set these things for yourself. And along with that also comes with a strong feeling of stress, consistent stress, where you just don't have the energy or the mentality to be able to tackle stuff, because you just continually feel the cortisol and the stress hormones overtaking your body. And it's making you drained. It's making you feel like you can't do things, like you're not worth it, like maybe you're not worthy. And, you know, like I said, I felt all of these things because I've been Broke Bob and Rich Jimmy. I know what it's like to feel both of these things. So when I say these things, understand that you can reprogram yourself, but these are some of the characteristics. And along with that comes a feeling of always being stressed. The other thing is you can't travel. This kind of goes along with the no freedom. You're probably stuck with a 9-to-5 job, and you're making somebody else's dreams come true. And every single day you go about your day having to do things for other people rather than having to do things for yourself. And because of that, you probably don't have very much time that's you time. You know, like for me, like I have a lot of Dalin time. Throughout the day, I can choose what I want to do. It takes a little more responsibility because then you have to be self-motivated. or you have the opportunity to be self-motivated, which means you can sit around and do nothing all day, or you can actually work towards your goals. But if you're broke, Bob, you probably won't be able to travel very much. Your freedom will be very low, and you just will feel like you're trapped and locked into your situation. The other thing that I've noticed within myself when I've been a broke Bob is I have a lot of future worries. I'm always worried about the future. I'm always thinking of what might possibly go wrong. I'm thinking about concerns about how I might not be doing something right, or worrying too much about whether I'm going to be able to achieve my goals. And honestly, it just comes with this feeling of worry where you just don't feel worthy. You feel worried about all of these things. And it's really just a mental state. It's a habit that your brain has gotten accustomed to thinking and feeling. And it's also partially within your body language and what you do with your body. You know, if you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is go lay on a couch for 8 hours, and that's all you do, you're obviously going to feel more feelings of future worry, because you know deep down that you're not working towards the things that will actually take you to where you desire to go. So desires are important to understand and know what you really want in your life. And it's actually good to map those out and focus on them, because it will help you worry less about future worries and more about what you really want. And then again, no freedom. This goes along with no travel, being stuck in a job, feeling like you can't go places, feeling like you can't be spontaneous and just decide to drive to another state for a little while and see what LA is like, or see what Florida is like, or go see what Denver, Colorado is like. You just feel like you're trapped in your surroundings and your place. And that comes with the broke Bob mentality. And then often you find that you lack energy. If you want to go, even if you start to feel the desire that you want to go do something, you can't muster up the energy to actually get yourself to do it, because those feelings of sadness or stress overtake the desire, and they're stronger than the desire itself. And then the other thing is feelings of hopelessness. This kind of goes along with the stress and the future worries and the always sad. You just feel like there's no hope. You don't know where the light at the end of the tunnel is. You have continual feelings that you don't have gratitude, and gratitude is a very powerful emotion that will help bring you towards your desires. And those feelings of hopelessness can really bring a person down. The other thing that happens is people have no respect for you. And when you go around and people have no respect for you as a person, it affects your subconscious mind, because humans are social creatures. When you walk around and people show respect towards you, it automatically gives you more of the rich Jimmy mindset, because you're a social creature, and those responses that you receive really do a lot to program your feelings and your emotions that come afterwards. So you'll find that you have no respect from other people. You might not even respect yourself. The other thing is you're never inspired. You see other people doing amazing things and you're like, wow, I wish that could be me. You have feelings of jealousy. How does he get to do these things? And instead of being inspired from what they're doing and seeing the creativity and being in awe of it and being like, oh, wow, I could actually do that. He's done it. Now I could do that. You see it and you have a jealousy mindset of, wow, that person is do all these things. How come I can't feel that way? How come I didn't have that idea? And it's just all about that victim mentality. And it's not useful. If you're feeling that way, stop today. Grab a piece of paper, write down that you will stop, and that instead you will be inspired when other people are doing amazing things. You'll be inspired enough to even go ask them how they're doing what they're doing and respect them for what they've done. And you'll receive more of that in return for yourself. And then the other thing is you lack insight. Broke Bob has no insight. He's only worried, well, he's worried, he has future worries, concerns, but it's more like a paranoia, paralyzing paranoia. And what he really doesn't have is a big picture perspective, an insight of what he can create, what his potential is, how much he can improve the world. And because of that insight that you lack, you're going to have way less opportunity. You're going to be holding pennies in your hand rather than a bag of money. So that is Broke Bob. Like I said, I've been Broke Bob. I've met tons of Broke Bobs in my life. Do not be this guy. Understand that side of yourself. Be aware of those thoughts. Start to take note of them so that you can convert them, transmutate them into Rich Jimmy. So I'll talk about how to do that in a second after we go over what Rich Jimmy really is. Rich Jimmy is a man with freedom. He wakes up in the morning and he knows he could drive to LA if he wanted to. He could go anywhere he wants to. Even if he doesn't have the resources to do it right then, he can make a way. He'll create a way to get where he wants to go. He has feelings of wealth inside of himself. He sees everybody as assets. And when I say that, I mean that he sees the value in human beings rather than seeing the problems in human beings. And he understands that every person in this world can create beautiful things. And that is a wealthy mindset. He sees everybody as a person that has potential and potential for purpose. And even the people that have that purpose and potential, he sees them as an opportunity to go and talk with them, ask them how they got to where they are, and be inspired from them. He also has an abundance mindset where there's enough in this world for everybody. Instead of feeling like everything is scarce and there's never enough, he knows that there's always a way to create more resources. There's always a way to create more value. There's always a way to help people, to create good products, to inspire people, to trade, to invest. He knows that there's always a way to take something and turn it into something greater. So that's the abundance mentality. He also has the ability to travel because of those feelings of freedom. Like I said earlier, he could just go to LA, or he could go to another country and see how they're living and be inspired from different cultures and get to understand people on a bigger scale than just the little box that that you grew up in or that you were raised in, or that society likes to put people in. And I don't say that in the victim mentality sense. I just say that in the sense of the system is set up in a way where it's easier to be a Broke Bob than it is to be a Rich Jimmy. But that also means that if you decide to be a Rich Jimmy, your opportunity is exponential. It grows extremely quickly because you have more and more opportunity. It's a logarithmic growth curve. And then he also has high energy. He is willing to do the things that take a little bit of effort, that take a little bit of focus. He's willing to meditate. He's willing to go exercise. I take cold showers too. He's willing to do the things that give him energy, that make him feel energetic. He's willing to go up and talk to the girl when he sees a cute girl somewhere and just have those interactions with people so that he builds up that high energy within himself. Because although some people are more naturally introverted and some people are more naturally extroverted, I learned at a very young age that if I practice being more extroverted, I am. And if I practice being more introverted, I am. And I found that there's a lot of power in practicing something that is maybe a little bit initially uncomfortable for you, because long term it gives you high energy. And it will also make you more respected, which is the next section here, which, like I said, we're social creatures. If you receive respect from people, you want to give more respect to others. You get more energy as a result of that. You have a more abundant mindset. You produce less cortisol, which means that you'll live a longer, healthier, happier life. And it's just a great feeling to be respected, you guys. And then another thing that Rich Jimmy is he's a problem solver. He doesn't see a problem and sit and talk about how it's a problem for 4 hours. He sees a problem and he grabs a piece of paper, or he goes to his computer and he starts figuring out how to solve the problem, or he opens up his car and he replaces the part that needs to be replaced, or he takes his car down to a mechanic and gets it replaced. He fixes it rather than sits and worries about it. He takes action. So be a problem solver, you guys. It's really, really powerful to do so. The other thing Rich Jimmy is he is inspired daily. Every single day he wakes up and he has new ideas. He has things that make him excited. He has areas in his life that continue to add momentum to his growth. So it's really powerful to be inspired daily. He also has strong insight. He is worried about the future in the sense of understanding the potential future outcomes, but not a paralyzing paranoia. It's more of a insight into the potentials of what he can do, the lives that he can change, the jobs that he can provide for people. Or even if you just want to be an investor, you see the growth that you can make off investing and the amount of freedom that will bring into your life, the ability to take your family on a cruise or do things that is insightful towards the future. And also, he sees insight, it goes along with problem solving when there's issues at hand, because everybody faces issues. Whether you're broke Bob or rich Jimmy, you're going to have problems arise. The difference is having the insight and the ability to see how to solve those problems rather than be paralyzed by those problems. And then the other thing about Rich Jimmy is he's always happy. Now, happiness is something that I believe is an emotion that you can create within yourself. You have the ability to create sadness within yourself or happiness within yourself. When I say the term always happy, I don't mean that every single second, no matter what, he feels happy, but he knows how to take sadness and convert it into happiness. So it is a form of always being happy because you transmutate that sadness into happiness. There has been lots of ups and downs along my business. I felt times where sadness overcame me, but I've learned to very quickly take that sadness, go on a walk, go do something for my business, go research more about trading, go research more about investing, go research more about running a business, do something that inspires me, gives me that happiness, and converts that sadness into happiness. So in a sense, you're always happy because you know what to do with sadness when it arises. And the other thing is inner peace. You walk around and you don't have continual anxiety, which, by the way, in my teens, especially like high school years, I felt social anxieties. I had anxiety throughout my day over certain situations, and I did not feel inner peace, inner contentment. As I've gone older, as I've grown and developed as a person, as I've meditated, as I've created things for myself, worked on my business, inner peace has become the dominant factor in my life. I feel inner peace way more than I feel inner turmoil. And that's attractive for people. People are highly attracted to inner peace, whether they're conscious of it or not. When they're around somebody that feels that inner peace within them, they feel more inner peace within themselves. So you guys, Rich Jimmy is the way to go. You know, look at him. He's got this big old bag of money right here and his huge smile. And broke Bob, let's be honest, broke Bob is a loser. And Rich Jimmy is the winner mindset. And winners create jobs. Winners help feed families. Winners have freedom and the ability to do what they want to do in their life. So I beg the question, you guys, who do you want to be? For real. Ask yourself this. If you feel like you're on this side of the spectrum, it's okay. Most people that become Rich Jimmys have felt broke Bob throughout their life in different points and to different degrees. It's what you do with those feelings and emotions that make you as a person and define who you really are. So you guys, next time you feel sadness, do something physically that will convert that sadness into joy. Go exercise, go meditate. I love cold showers. Research Wim Hof. Cold exposure is a great method for me to flip that into something extremely positive very quickly and give me more energy. Trick here is to understand that you will feel these things throughout your life. It's what you do with them and how you convert them into something else. And like I said, the most powerful thing you can do is either something physically or something spiritually or something knowledge-based. Taking in good knowledge, reading books. One of my favorite books that I've been reading again is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And just changing your mindset is so powerful, you guys. And all of the wealthy people that I've met in my life, the mentors that I've met, the people that I've talked with, my older brother who runs a very successful internet business, teaching people how to program video games. He's a master of taking those feelings of sadness and converting them into freedom, health, wealth, abundance, and travel. And as I've grown, I've become a master at this as well, learning more every single day about it. And it's so powerful, you guys. So ask yourself who you want to be, make conscious decisions to become that person, and be a rich Jimmy, you guys. Before we go, I'm just going to run over the Bitcoin price here. Some levels that I'm watching are the resistance level of $7,750. This is the daily resistance. And then the support level that we had this bullish candle come in at of $7,050. So if we start to break above this level right here, that's going to be a lot more bullish, showing that the bull flag pattern that I made in my last video is probably quite likely, especially if we get above this major downtrending resistance line. We're going to be quite bullish. If we fell this support level, you guys, our next major support levels are down here at around 6,000 and 5,000 per coin. And then really, if we drop down to those levels, the next major support levels after that are going to be these major support levels that we bounced off of previously. I am still currently seeing a bullish narrative here, and so long as we hold this lower support level, we come down like this, maybe bounce like that. So long as we're in this channel right here and get above the resistance of this channel, I'm going to see this as a very bullish move coming for Bitcoin. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be a rich Jimmy. Be aware of broke Bob within yourself. Learn how to transmutate those feelings and emotions into something positive. And I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, stay profitable out there.